Hello, I'm Terry O'Sullivan from the Open University Business School. This PechaKucha is about the Digital Skills Check, a diagnostic tool we have created as part of a new Level 5 module on consumer behaviour. It's helped our students learn more effectively, and we have learned a fair bit in the process ourselves. According to JISC, digital capabilities support living, learning and working in a digital society. Being able to find, evaluate, share and create information using connected devices is essential to graduate employability, especially in marketing. In 2013, the Open University Library published a framework indicating what students should be able to do regarding digital and information literacy at each level of study. At level 5, the focus is on interactive and cooperative digital practice. We took this to heart when designing our new module. The last few years have been busy for digital frameworks. The EU's Digital Competence Wheel covers 4 areas: safety, information, communication and production. Health Education England take a sector-specific approach, identifying what healthcare professionals should be able to do with digital technology. Health Education England acknowledge the JISC Digital Capabilities Framework as an influence. JISC piloted their 6-element framework and its accompanying questionnaire with HE providers in 2015. Taking part in that pilot got me thinking about making a module-specific tool in the same vein. The Digital Skills Check focuses on 5 categories: proficient use of devices and software, information literacy to evaluate online sources, digital learning and development, especially learning with others online, creating digital content, and digital well-being. Building an interactive questionnaire generating feedback tailored to student self-ratings required considerable teamwork. I collaborated with a technology-enhanced learning specialist and an interactive media designer on a prototype we could pilot with willing volunteers. Shown here is a live demo where visitors could have a go, see their feedback on screen, and get a personalized report by email. We also tested a version of the tool with a student panel, who were generally positive about ease of use, relevance to their needs, and the quality of the feedback. The student panel also raised some questions. Our original title, Digital Skills Test, was deemed too judgmental, and we got the message loud and clear that choosing not to engage in some digital practices, e.g. social media, does not imply a lack of competence to do so. The final version went live in September 2019, as the module website became available to students in advance of the actual start date. Positioning it so early allowed students to target skills for development from the very start of the module. A high percentage of students used the tool in spite of no marks being available. The tool works on the principle of self-reported behaviour, elicited through a series of 20 multiple-choice questions across the 5 targeted domains. The questions are colour-coded in order to help students relate the feedback they receive to their original responses. Proficiency is green, as you can see. The system generates feedback reflecting one of 3 levels of competence across each domain. A graphic provides a visual readout across all 5. This is complemented by colour-coded feedback appropriate to the level of competence, with links to external resources and signposting relevant module material. ICT proficiency is a portal skill insofar as the module runs entirely online. Feedback points less competent students to opportunities to gain confidence using ICT during the module. More competent students are encouraged to share proficiency tips with peers in activities and synchronous tutorials. Information literacy is key to realizing the connectivist pedagogy of the module. We use a wide range of third-party open educational resources, such as user-generated YouTube videos, just like our students do. This allows us to encourage a critical perspective towards all such material. It also gives us the opportunity to connect students to valuable internal study skills resources, which they might otherwise neglect. The Digital Skills for Study website is a good example, providing brief learning activities which help students become independent learners through evaluating sources, for example. The focus on interactive and cooperative digital practice, mentioned earlier as appropriate to Level 5, is borne out in the module's summative assessments. One requires students to write blog posts on consumer behaviour, an important professional skill in content marketing, and comment on at least one other student's blog. Later in the module, students create a more sophisticated artifact in the shape of a digitally produced poster, mixing elements of text and images. They submit their work for peer review using the workshop tool in the Moodle environment. Students and tutors have responded enthusiastically to this creative opportunity. Digital identity and well-being are harder to connect with specific module content, but we have tried to mitigate the potential isolation suffered by online learners by including forum discussion activities with explicit, valued learning outcomes, as well as building social learning into synchronous online tutorials. At the end of the module, students can revisit the digital skills check and gauge progress. COVID-19 meant the module had effectively finished several weeks before this point, but about a fifth of the students who visited the tool at the start of the module still returned to it at the end. Students are time poor and sometimes see reproducible knowledge rather than skills as the point of learning. The digital skills check countered this by encouraging them to take a conscious approach to skills development. It demonstrated how module-level activities can directly promote institutional priorities, and it's already been adopted by at least one other module this year. Thank you for your attention.